to Windmills Cafe Virtual Cooking School in partnership with North Lanarkshire Council's Virtual School. So today we're going to be making a sausage and bean casserole. So what I'm going to use is 1 pepper, 2 red onions, I've got 2 teaspoons of English mustard, 100 grams of peas, 8 sausages, 400 grams of new potatoes, 400 grams of red kidney beans, 200 mils of water and 1 chicken stock cube. So the first thing I'm going to do is just put my sausages into a big tray to roast in the oven. So you need to preheat your oven, so 180 degrees is what we're looking for. These are going to go in for about 10 to 15 minutes. So I know this tray looks really big, but we're going to be adding onions and peppers and other things into it later. So just remember that after this you need to wash your hands as well because you've been touching raw meat. You don't need any oil in these as well because the oil will come out with them anyway. So that's my sausages in the oven. The next thing I'm going to do is put on my potatoes to cook. So I've got a pot of boiling water here. You can either bring it to the boil or you could use boiling water out the kettle if you like. So I'm going to pour these in. I'm just going to be careful because if I do it way up high they're going to splash and burn me. There we go. So now we'll move on to cutting our veg. Potatoes are in, I've put them into boiling water, so this is going to take about 10 to 15 minutes. If you put them in cold water and bring it up to the boil, it's going to take a bit longer, it's going to take kind of 25 minutes. I'm going to cut my pepper. I've just chosen a yellow one, but it doesn't really matter what colour. So the first thing I'm going to do is just cut a bit off the top. This wee green bit should pop out quite easily. I'll just bin that. I'll keep that. I'm just going to sit this upside down now that I've cut that bit off. It's just going to make it more stable. I'll cut it in half. And then we want to get rid of all the white bits and all the seeds inside. So you can either pull them out with your hands or you can cut them if you like. Just make sure when you're cutting any wee bits out of the inside of this, you keep it on the board. A lot of people do it in their hand and that can be quite dangerous. I like to keep it on the board. So we're going to cut this just quite chunky. So just down into strips like that. Maybe just 3 strips along for half a pepper and then just down the opposite way a couple of times. So next I'm just going to do my red onions, so I'm just going to take a wee bit off the top and bottom and cut it in half and peel it. It just makes it easier once it's cut in half to peel. A lot of people try and peel it when it's still whole and I think that's 10 times harder. There we go. So we're just going to keep this nice and chunky, roughly about the same size as the bits of pepper so that it all cooks at the same time. I'm just going to cut down maybe just 3 strips across the way and either 2 or 3 the opposite way. We're looking at in big chunks. Just taking my sausages out, they've been in for about 15 minutes. I'm just going to put some oil on my veg, give that a wee mix. This bowl is very big so I'm going to have to get in about it with my hands. But I want to kind of break the onions and stuff up a bit as well, so that's not so bad. And then I'm just going to pour this in with the sausages and put it back in. So I've just put my sausages and veg back in the oven for another 5 minutes. While I'm waiting on that, I'm just going to make up my stock. So I've got a wee chicken stock cube here. I've got 200 mils of boiling water. When I open this, I'm just going to crumble that in there and then give it a wee mix with a fork. So this has been in the oven for another 5 minutes. I'm just going to add my kidney beans. Put in your kidney beans, just give it all a spread around. And I'm just going to add in my chicken stock as well. Then we're going to add, these will go in later on. If you put the peas in just now, they're just going to go a horrible colour when they'll overcook. So I'm just going to put this back in for about 20 minutes. Just watch, make sure you're using an oven glove or something because this is obviously really hot. So while my sausages are in the oven, I'm just going to go and drain my potatoes. So I drained my potatoes, I've just set them in a wee dish. This is just getting served as a side dish. I've just taken this out of the oven. I'm just going to season it with some salt and pepper. Add in my peas just to give it some nice colour. And my mustard, and then just kind of mix this all around. So I'm just going to plate this up. I'm just going to put all my veg and beans at the bottom and just my sausages on the top. So you can serve this with rice, but today we're just doing it with the wee potatoes.